When America is in danger or in need, all of us as citizens should expect to be called upon to make sacrifices. When we consider what it means to be an American and when we consider what Americans are most proud of, it always involves a story of sacrifice. On a smaller scale, when the community is at risk, we, as citizens of this community, should be willing to step forward and do something about it. Now that seems obvious to me. I'll bet it seems obvious to you. It seems obvious because citizenship and community membership is not just about our rights and privileges. It's also about duty and obligation and sacrifice. Rights and privileges are central to who we are, but they come at a cost. And the cost of rights and privileges and advantages, the cost of all these good things, is everyone's willingness to shoulder burdens in order to reap benefits. Those who assume leadership positions in the community should also be willing to shoulder burdens and be willing to practice obligation and sacrifice. In 2009, I learned that Pierce County elected officials automatically receive a salary boost of 3% per year. For a number of reasons, I decided to return this amount, about $4,000 a year for the last 2 years, return this amount to the Sheriff's Department. Why did I choose to return several $1,000s from my salary back to the Sheriff's Department? Allow me to explain. The past 2 years have been hard years for the economy here in Pierce County. Expectations and demand for public services remain high, while county revenues have decreased. People who own businesses and people who work in the private sector have also experienced hard times. Here in the Sheriff's Department, we've experienced serious budget reductions, including the loss of patrol, detective positions, corrections positions, as well as important members of our support staff. We experienced these cuts at a time when the population of the county was increasing, when calls for service and the crime rate have increased. Now, the citizens of this county have had to sacrifice by receiving less service, while the people here in the Sheriff's Department have had more work to do, but fewer people to do it. So in the face of these reductions and cuts, I felt obligated to step forward and make some sacrifices as well. So for the past 2 years, I've written a check for the full amount of my automatic salary increase. Those checks were deposited in the department's budget in order to deliver more public safety services to the citizens of Pierce County. Starting next year, the County Council has decided that the Pierce County elected officials will not be getting any automatic salary increase, and I think this is a good step. It's one which I took on my own 2 years ago. The details were reported in the Tacoma News-Tribune on September 22nd of this year. In the next few weeks, I will be appearing before the Executive and the County Council in budget hearings. I will be strongly advocating for holding the line on Sheriff's Department budgets. I will be opposing cuts to Sheriff's Department budget items which provide vital public safety services to citizens countywide. As I make my presentations urging no further cuts, I'll be asking other people to sacrifice, other departments to sacrifice. But I will be doing so having first put my own money where my mouth is. That's what I believe. That's where I stand. That's why I did what I did.